My name is Amy Palmer. I was afraid, and this is how God changed my perspective. I grew up in a Christian home, and I accepted Christ into my life at age 9 at a summer camp. And I began a personal relationship with God. God began to change my life in so many ways. And while I had this relationship with God, there are still many areas where I didn't trust Him fully. One of these was my relationship with other people. From a young age, I wanted to be accepted and always longed to be the center of attention. When I would do things to serve God, most of the time I would do them so that I would look like a good Christian and just for my own glory. Even in my youth group in high school and becoming a leader in crew, whenever anyone would ask anything of me, I would say yes, just so that people would have a positive perception of me. This transcended into other areas of my life as well. In high school, if I had a group project, I would always be the one who would do the majority of the work because I didn't want to look like I was lazy or incompetent. I feared the rejection of other people so much that I did anything that anyone asked of me just so that people wouldn't hate me. When I was with my friends, I always had to be the center of attention and would be the loudest and most outgoing just so that people would notice me. And while I knew that I cared more about what other people thought of me than what God thought of me, I believed the lie that this would never change my life. I began to pray that God would change this, and because He is faithful, He put me in situations where I had to rely on Him instead of what other people thought of me. Last summer, I went on a crew summer mission to a camp in Colorado. The goal of this camp was to share Christ's love with urban youth in Denver. Going into this experience, I expected to be working with the kids all the time and impacting their lives. And while this definitely happened, I had other roles in the camp that I was not expecting. These included things like washing the dishes, planning events, and cleaning the camp. For me, these things that I was doing didn't satisfy me because I wanted people to look at me and to see that I was inspiring or sharing God's love. When I was behind the scenes, people couldn't see the good things that I was doing for the Lord. One of my directors shared with us a Bible verse from the book of Colossians that says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as if working for the Lord and not for man." I began applying these truths practically when doing tasks that I normally hated, like washing the dishes. I reminded myself that I was working for the Lord and prayed that the Lord would allow me to work in this kind of way. Since coming back to school this year, God has further worked on this area of my life. While I'm not perfect, I've felt less of a need to be the center of attention or to have others notice me because my worth and my value is found in what God thinks of me instead of what people think of me. When people ask me to do things now, I think critically about whether I'm saying yes because it will please God or because it will glorify myself in front of others. Ultimately, my life's purpose is to glorify God. And even though I made this decision to dedicate my life to Christ when I was 9, God continues to show me that my worth is not in anything that I do, but because of the fact that Christ died for all of my failures. And that gives me confidence.